Greg, these people are a nightmare to direct, I imagine.
Hardly. It's one of the great things about this show, and different than some of the other shows that I've worked on, is there is a sense of community, and there is a sense of support where everybody is looking out for everybody and is 100% there when they're off camera for the other person's dialogue. They're there for rehearsals, and I remember doing a rehearsal, I think, on episode, I think it was episode 20 or episode 22, it was either Cutner committing suicide or the first round of the Amber hallucinations, where you and I were talking, and there was a realization that for as many times as there have been scenes in that outer office, there really hasn't been a repeat of that in the staging, in the approach, and that's both a testament to the writing, that it's been able to be so fresh and always offer up something new. And I loved, and one of the things that attracted me to come here for this season was that in episode 100 and something, everybody's still striving to make it as fresh and as original as the first day that they were ever here.
Which has got to be tough, but which I think also leads into what we've just saw in those clips and what you guys put out in the final episode of season 5, where clearly you're kind of changing up things as you want to do with, kind of screwing with us, and making sure that we're never too comfortable watching the show. But while at the same time being riveted and fascinated by it. And I know, speaking with Katie as well before coming out, that there's now the idea is we're going to be coming back as if no time has passed, as opposed to the usual 3.5 months in between seasons, and how you're preparing to make that a smooth transition in season 6.
Well, I mean, we don't want to shake things up just for the sake of shaking things up. We just want to keep exploring this character, and I think that's what keeps it fresh, is just, this is a life we're looking at, and we're just seeing how this life progresses and where it goes. And at the end of last year, obviously, we did something that felt natural to me and real to me, but is very extreme, and we want to be as true to that as we can and follow up on that. So we are doing Katie's going to be directing this, a 2-hour season premiere, which is basically a movie, which basically follows House through that institution and takes place over a much longer period of time than we're used to, and his life in there, and his search for getting better, whatever that means.
I was going to say, what does getting better mean for him? It would almost seem to you like getting worse would help you in your profession.
That is one of the very questions that that House actually contemplates in the first show. That it is, in a way, his sickness is an indispensable part of his skill, possibly his intellect, and if not his intellect, then his identity. And I think that is something that. All of us fear change. We all fear change because we fear that even the things that we dislike in our lives, we fear that they are nonetheless part of us. And if we surrender them, if we give them up, then we will become somehow less. And I think House feels that more acutely than most. Is that fair to say? Have I read it right? Not a good reader. I'm not a good reader.
That sounds good. Yeah.